Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we are making it like this. It's been a while since I've made a video like that, and it's good to see you, my friends. How are you doing today? How are you doing? I hope you're having a creative day. I hope you're opening up, to your creative capacity, so your ideas may come to the surface where you can grab them and do something with them. Many people are going through interesting events right now. Interesting tests are happening. What I feel right at this moment, as I'm talking with, I was talking with many people, and today I had a beautiful conversation with a friend of mine, and I'm seeing the same pattern happening to so many different people. Like, we would be tested, as every time you try something new, you're tested with that new activity. Like when you start a new sport, you firstly you're new at that, and everything is unfamiliar. And as you start to become better, you start building up a momentum, and suddenly you start to feel like everything is going great. You start to feel like, oh, I'm slowly becoming good at it, until a challenge comes, like something happens, or you hurt yourself, or something challenging happens that slows you down and make you questioning what you've done wrong, or what could be a wiser choice, or how to do things differently, just so you can level up and become better at it. And I think collectively, as many people are waking up right now, we come to the point where we have to become really, not serious, but really precise at how much we are truly trusting what we're doing. Or are we just, playing with everything because we've heard some interesting story, Sometimes people get into certain spiritual philosophies and they only get to it because of entertainment, for thinking, oh, interesting stuff. But when life becomes a bit more serious and we have to move through some heavy challenges where we need to decide between the easy life, like going back into the comfort zone and not changing anything, or actually choosing the life of challenges but growth, we have to start fully trusting that this process of challenging and transformation is only for the greater good. And as we start trusting it, we also start seeing unfolding it. That greater good starts unfolding it. And what I'm seeing in many people, and I've seen it also in my life, what is happening right now is that we're being presented with those great tests, how much we truly trust to that force, that, that inner song that speaks to you. How much you trust what resonates with you. Like when you sense, I want to become an artist, I want to start a business, and you start working on it and nothing moves, nothing changes. How much you're willing to trust yourself that you are actually able and capable of doing it, of actually freeing yourself from a certain cycle of, let's say, constant chasing of something. How much you're willing to do what you felt called to do, what you felt like you want to do. Like when I've started painting, I had no idea why I feel like I want to paint. I want to express myself that way. I suddenly have started seeing pictures in my mind, visions in my mind. Like when I've heard an inspiring story, suddenly I've seen a picture of how to paint it, how to paint that story. And I thought, well, isn't it interesting? Out of nowhere, I've started to sense that. And to me, it started happening in 2017. But now many people are experiencing that in a similar way, just in your unique ways. You start to sense that inner sound calling you to play with it, to dance to the instrument of life, and in tune with it, right? In tune with it, like a piano. When the melody is well synchronized with life, you experience a coherent energy of it. You feel it, you sense it, you feel inspired by it, to move, to dance, to flow. And that's how it feels when we feel inspired by an idea, by a vision, by a feeling, by something that just moves us. And if we decide to follow that, we will gain a momentum of enthusiasm. We'll start to say, oh, I've started doing that. Something started moving. I'm doing great things. I'm following my heart. Until we meet first challenges, like financial problems, or people around us start sabotaging us, start throwing their beliefs onto us, like, what are you doing? You can't make a living out of this. You're going crazy. What's going on? What's wrong with you? And so on and so on. And those are the first tests. What will you do with that? What will you do with that? Are you trusting yourself, or will you surrender to the fears that have been projected onto you? And then people say, oh, those are toxic people. I don't want to have anything with that. But actually, it's a reflection of your own fears. And that's how the universe is testing it. That's a reflection of your own fears coming to you through those people. To kinda check up on you. Are you serious with that job? Are you serious with what you're doing? Because if you are, show me. Prove to myself that you're serious with that. And to be serious with an idea means that you're willing to work on it no matter the odds, no matter what is happening around you. And usually at those times, it will get even worse. And new challenges will come up. And new challenges will come up. And people write like, oh, I was doing it for 3 months, 4 months, and nothing worked, so I gave up. Because clearly it's not for me. But it doesn't work like that. When you're really serious about a certain idea, when you're really devoted to it, you don't say, oh, if results will come, it's for me. If they will not come, it's not for me. When you're devoted to something, you say, I will make results and I will work on it until I see them. And then when those tests come, they will only challenge your ability to trust yourself, to keep integrity for the vision that is bigger than your present life. Because you know that you are not just who you are right now, you're also who you can be. And you're willing to become more that you can be. Whatever it takes. And in order to get there, you have to prove to yourself that you're worthy of it. And to be worthy of it means that you have to be wise when fears will come to you, that will be triggered by certain events and certain people. You have to be wise. And to be wise means that you know how to stay calm at the times of the storms. Using the voice of the poetry a little bit. How to stay calm at the times of the storms, because you know that storms make trees grow deeper roots. So you know that whatever is finding you will only make you feel more grounded, more resilient, and more humble. So when greater results find you, ego will not take over. You will actually be grateful for it. And you will be able to spread them with others, to share them with others. And that's what wisdom inspires you to do, to share what you've learned. Wisdom is like a wood for the fire. It expands its light. That's why wise people have this glowing aura. Because they've acquired so much wisdom that their energy becomes so wide, so strong. And fire was always a symbol for light. So to follow your inner fire means to follow your inner wisdom. And to follow your inner wisdom, you have to challenge yourself, right? You have to suffer sometimes. You have to move through pain sometimes. You have to dig into your own fears and sadness and that shadow, dark aspect of yourself, to acknowledge it so we can integrate it. And notice that as much as we're all fragments of one divine, of one consciousness, within you there are fragments of yourself that you're slowly putting together. Like finding your bright spots, your talents, your intelligence, your positive parts of you. But then also finding your weaknesses, your flaws, your angers, your triggers, your fears, your traumas. Those are all different aspects of us, different fragments. And through acceptance, we start putting them together. We start seeing them as one picture, and that's where we become complete. That's where we become whole. So only a person who's willing to accept all of yourself can become whole, can become complete. And once you become complete, you stop pretending to be somebody else, because you know that you are who you are. I am that I am. You know that your true identity is I am that I am. I have flaws, I have weaknesses, I have some unshaped talents and skills. But I am that I am. So I will use all of that for the expression of myself. And that myself that flows through this body can only be expressed in its unique way, in my unique way. There's only one me. Only one me. You can't find another me. And that's how you see yourself when you become complete. And when those tests may find you, those, challenges that may shake you up a little bit, it's like a test. How strong is that web that connects all these different fragments of yourself? How strong it is until it kind of breaks up. And you have to gather yourself back together. And it's happening, and you've experienced that as you're moving through life. There are phases where you feel complete, and you're feeling strong, and you're feeling in balance. And then there are phases where something shattered you once again. And you feel like pieces of yourself have been thrown to all different directions. Only with one purpose, so you learn to put them together once again. And every time it happens, we become better at putting them back again. Until at some point, we become so good that we are not being afraid of anymore. That something will break those pieces again. Because we just know, when something will break me, I will get myself back together. And once we lose the fear of being broken, of being shattered, we start looking it as a game, as a playfulness. To kinda blow ourselves up so we can get ourselves back together through different challenges. That's why we love to challenge ourselves in sports, in art, in expression, in poetry, in science, in philosophy, in teachings, in anything. Because we become aware of this game of shattering ourselves and putting ourselves back together. And every time we go through that process, we become wiser. We learn something new. Somebody triggered us, and we learned that uncovered trigger within ourselves. We learned, oh, that made me angry. Let's work on that. And we come back to ourselves and we reflect and meditate on it, and oh, that's what made me triggered today. Tomorrow I will try to be a bit more conscious, and we start playing with that. And everything becomes a game. And we know, oh, I have problems with finances. What are the potential solutions here? Let's play with that. Let's become good at it. Let's connect with those people. Let's study this subject. Let's open up this possibility. And let's work on it. And let's see what happens if I stay consistent enough on this thing that I actually master it. Let's see what happens. And everything becomes as a game. And as everything becomes as a game, we become more playful, right? We stop looking at everything so seriously, like, oh, what now? We actually distance ourselves a little bit, close our eyes, connect with our inner muse, inner song, inner quietness, and we question ourselves. We get into that safe place where we feel at home, and we study that thing in quietness. And quietness will answer to you once you calm down your nervous system, your brain, your body. And you become aware of your breathing. You recognize that breath is life. So to feel more alive, to feel safer in life, breathe like that. How you breathe when you're safe? You breathe slowly and deeply. So when you start breathing more slowly and deeply, what happens? Suddenly you start to feel at peace with yourself. And when you start to feel at peace with yourself, you start to feel your inner nature, the nature of yourself. And what is the nature of yourself? It is creativity. You're an extension of the source, of the creator, and therefore you are the creator. So your natural state is being creative. And being creative doesn't mean that you are an artist. It means that you know how to solve a problem creatively. You don't need to force yourself to solve a problem. You just need to tap into your creative capacities, and you will download a solution. You will open up your creative senses, and you will find a way to deal with that more wisely. That's how you use your inner intelligence. And many people right now, I see, are coming up to those realizations where we are noticing, well, it's not so much about forcing it and working hard on it, but rather being in tune with it, with whatever we are doing, and sensing what resonates and what is out of sync, like a guitar being out of sync, not producing the right sound, right? You notice, oh, okay, when something is out of sync, it just doesn't belong to my future anymore. So let's pay more attention to what is synchronized with myself. And that's how we slowly start filtering our lives from things that are out of sync. And what stays is what is synchronized with ourselves, what is aligned with ourselves. People that are aligned with ourselves will stay in our lives. Those who are not will fall out. Things that we have that are aligned with us will stay. those things that are not healthy for us will fall out. We naturally start to feel what food is good for us, what relationships are good for us, what hobbies are good for us. Not out of the beliefs of what we've heard and what we've read, but out of what we feel. Like, I just love to go outside on my bike. Every time I go out, I feel recharged. If I go into the forest, some mountain biking, I feel recharged. I go some road cycling, exploring new places, I feel recharged. When I'm painting, I feel in the zone when I'm doing that. That's why I'm doing it. When I'm making those videos, I feel in the flow when I'm doing that. That's why I'm doing it. Not forcing myself. It's because I'm synchronized with that. And that's how we start filtering our lives. And everything is just leading you to become better at filtering your life and managing your life and organizing your life, but also freeing yourself. For some people, it's a challenge to free yourself from too much of order. And then for other people, it's actually freeing themselves when they start organizing themselves and making order out of chaos. And just noticing what is our weakness and work on it. So we can become in tune with life, with you in verse, right? You in verse, you in the sound of life, moving with it, being in tune with it, being its muse, its instrument, and using your own will to express your individual beauty, your individual unique self, so others can experience you and may be inspired by you so they can be themselves. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that a gift to this world? To me it is. And I always feel inspired by those who are being themselves, who are choosing to express themselves. We all have something to share. Sometimes a voice, sometimes an art, sometimes a scientific discovery, sometimes mathematics and new formulas, sometimes new places that we've just discovered, sometimes beautiful relationships and examples of beautiful relationships and all those beautiful and wonderful things we have to share. And I think that's what makes this life beautiful. So if you feel that any of that is resonating with you, then most probably it was for you. Most probably. So my friends, I'm sending you lots of love, blessings and power. Thank you for being here. If any of that resonates with you, hit the like button because it helps to bring this message to anyone who needs to hear it. Thank you so much for that. And to anyone who would love to support my art, you can find it in our Etsy store. I Draw My Passion. The link is in the description of this video. We are running a fresh sale, so go there and check it out. And till next time, stay beautiful, stay courageous, stay magnificent, and one love.